Big question about the role of government in society.
I think we can all agree on what the government's role should be, but I think we're encountering a problem where they have a bit of a different viewpoint, where the idea of using government money to avoid a recession and to keep inflation elevated is considered a desirable option these days. And not just a desirable option, but it's something to get on ABC and brag about and tell everyone what a fantastic job they're doing. If you drill down into it, things aren't so rosy.
Well, the point, of course, is that the non-market jobs, so-called, are expanding. The share of the economy supported by government is expanding. And in fact, there was a recent article in the AFR that suggested that because of the amount of support that the government was now throwing to households and through other channels, that not only headline inflation, but underlying inflation could actually be impacted. And that might actually get Michelle Bullock to drop interest rates sooner than perhaps expected. But the greater share of the economy effectively being supported by government, it's a bit like the old octopus. It's expanding its tentacles more and more and more. It's squeezing out, crowding out effectively private sector investment. The problem, of course, is that public sector investment, whilst it might be good and laudable, things like healthcare and ancillary services, doesn't actually generate additional dollars. So effectively what we end up with is an economy that's supported more and more by government spending and less by creating more money, which basically means that on a GDP per capita we go backwards. And in fact, if you start comparing us with other countries, we don't look very flash.
I think the thing is that Australia has a reputation as being the lucky country from an economic perspective, that we dodge bullets and that, somehow we manage to generally avoid the pitfalls that end up afflicting our rivals. But I think the thing is that when you actually get down into the data, that's not really true. For example, since the global financial crisis kicked off in the fourth quarter of 2007, a bit over half of all jobs have been those non-market jobs, which the ABS defines as in healthcare and social assistance, public administration, or education and training. Yet, if you look back in time to the 2 decades prior to the financial crisis, so you're looking at the Hawke, Keating, and Howard governments, during that particular era, under a quarter of jobs growth was in those sectors. So I think that we've emerged in this situation where we're increasingly reliant on government to drive this jobs growth. It's really happened without a lot of people really even noticing.